Well, hello everyone. My name is Ling Minghui. Well, for today's video, we are going to be discussing about a really crucial thing that we must know when we learn about actuarial science, which is about the fascinating world of actuarial science, the diverse career paths in there, and also the special keys and the special skills and key responsibilities that you need if you want to be a person who work in the actuarial industry. So for now, let's get started with some of the most common career paths that you could find in actuarial science. So first, we have is about insurance. So insurance basically is about caring about whether or not it's somebody or something and how long will it stay or how long will it stay healthy or how long will it stay good. So we have different kinds of insurance here to discuss about. First is life insurance, which happens on persons, happens on real people. So actuaries in this field will design the different statistical words or graph out information by their customers or like by the person's old health problems or current health problems to predict how long will they stay or how will it affect them in their afterlife. And so that's basically what life insurance people do. They always make sure to track on how will the person stay healthy, how long will they. Next we have is health insurance. So health insurance basically analyze the medical and healthcare trends between different people, and so this means that they could ensure whether or not is it safe for health insurance policies and pricing strategies. Will they work to ensure that premiums are competitive, while we could also receive claims that are essential for us. So that is another field in insurance. And also we have is property and casualty insurance. So this basically is something really important. Well, this involves assessing risk to properties such as like vehicles, house, etc., and also sometimes liability resources. And so actuaries predict the frequency and the cost of claims if this thing gets like lost, get dropped, or got problems with it, which is a really crucial thing. So that's basically the most common fields related to insurance. Next we have is pensions and retirement benefit, which is also another field that a lot of people care about. So actuaries and the pension senior or the pension and retirement benefits will design retirement plans for people. So what do I mean here? Well, pensions basically is about the kind of money you save when you're working, so that when you pass your retirement age, you will still have an income to care about yourself and not be a financial burden on your families or like on your younger generations. And so that is a really crucial thing. So what that mean here is that people who work in this field will calculate on how long would they need to save an amount of money, or how long will they need to make sure that they got the most benefit out of their work. They could also sort out like the different risks on like what you could save on. Just like if you work for like let's say 10 million housing Vietnamese dong per month, then they will calculate if there's any important thing. Like they will subtract out the money that you use monthly. They will subtract out maybe the health problems amounts to, and they will calculate how long do you need to work for that retirement goal. So that is another one. Next, we also have finance and investment. So actuaries in finance work with banks, with investment firms, and so their work is to basically calculate and to keep track on the trends. They ensure that companies can meet their long-term obligation and pursue different kinds of goals by helping organizers make informed investment decisions so that they wouldn't lose too much but still benefit from their choice. So that is another crucial thing that we need to think about when we think of actuarial science. That is a really, really important thing. All right. Next, we also have is healthcare. So, healthcare actuaries play a crucial role in the management of health services, where they analyze the healthcare costs. They analyze how much will people need to save on this kind of health problem, on that kind of health problem, and that is super crucial. And also, our last role is about technology and data science, which is something that not a lot of people discuss about, but still is really, really important. But with the rise of big data amount and big data sets, actuaries are increasingly involved in data science and analytics, where they use machine learning and advanced statistical techniques to create predictive models so that in the future they could use the previous data set on different kinds of situations where it's needed. Alright, so let's look at some essential skill that we need to ace the actuarial field. So first is probably math proficiency. Well, math proficiency is such an important thing because usually when we are doing our actuarial science job, we need a lot of math solutions to help us. And so that doesn't mean that we just use basic arithmetics or like basic calculations formula. We also use different kind of concepts in math, such as like number theory, statistical, or like probability, and also a lot of other things that is related to math that will help us a lot in actuarial science. Next, we have is analytical thinking. So this basically means that actuaries must be able to analyze complex different kinds of problems and identify practical solutions. So analytical thinking means that they need to analyze out the idea, they need to sort out the most important point that's needed to be carried out and make sure that they got the solution correct. Also, we have is problem solving skills. So problem solving skill is something really important. Imagine if you're in the middle of your work and so suddenly there's a problem popping up suddenly. You need to have problem solving skills so that your work will always maintain in a good workflow. And so that means that actuaries must be able to innovate and to create resourceful information in developing strategies to address the financial risk. And lastly, we have is communication skill, which is the most important thing, I think. Well, basically, they need to communicate complex information clearly because it's so important for more than actual work. So if you just got one thing wrong, I thought your whole word is correct, but you just communicated wrong, everything will likely to be turned out opposite right away. So that is a really important thing that we need to take care of. Alright, so let's look at some key responsibilities in actuarial science. So first, we have is risk assessment. So risk assessment is something really important. Actuaries will evaluate the likelihood of future events and their potential financial impacts. So what do I mean here is that they will predict if whether or not will this affect a lot, whether or not will this cause them to have a big loss. And so they could calculate, they could make decisions, they could make out wise plans so that they could save their own savings and still save the company and save the budget. Next is data analysis, where they analyze complex data to identify trends and patterns that inform business decisions. So data analysis people will predict the different kinds of solutions and analyze it through data. So basically they use the previous data set having here so that they could expect out the likelihood of future events and to make wise decisions. Next is model development. Model development is a job where actuaries create models to predict economic behavior and assess risk. So basically this is really important. How to organize plans in the future. So that's it. Also, we have is preparing detailed reports and presentation. It's crucial for findings to stakeholders. And also, lastly, we have is strategy development. So strategy development is also really important because they have to mitigate risk and optimize personal performance. So because of all that, I think that actually actuarial science is a thing that could be really challenging to people. But if you can actually ace all these different skills and understand the responsibilities needed in actuarial science, I think you will easily ace it in a short amount of time. So thank you so much for listening. Goodbye. See you in the next week.